Can you hear us
You
now?
are connected to computer audio.
Can you hear us?
Are we making noise?
Can you hear us?
Oh God. Oh God.
Can you hear us? Let us know.
I don't know. We can't see or hear anything.
You can't hear, you can't see it.
Goodness. Goodness.
I tried something new.
We have tried something new. Obviously, it failed.
Maybe.
Oh, Amani says now is good. Oh, is it good? Everything good?
Can you
All
see
good?
us? Can you hear us? Please tell us.
All good, everyone? Yikes.
I don't know.
Yikes.
We're trying to do Zoom
Let me turn
and
the sound on here. Oh, there's sound and video on this computer, so I think it's working. I think we're good, guys. Are we good?
okay.
It's all good. Thank you, Miran.
We have tried something new, and thanks to Georgia, and we are connected in Zoom. So
you say thanks, Georgia. In theory, thanks, Georgia, but all you've done is add another layer of stress to his psyche right now.
I'm fine. But listen, you can join us in Zoom if you want.
Yes. Show your beautiful faces. Have your voice heard.
No, not pressure. If you don't want to show your face, you can just be with no camera,
like a filter,
like a funny filter. But we want to hear you in this Zoom, and that's.
Amani said it's tradition at this point to start like this.
Of course, it's tradition. We have to have technical problems. We have to have it. It's like
nothing's ever simple.
Having a live with no difficulties, technical difficulties.
I don't have any technical difficulties. I go live all the time. I was actually on BBC Radio this week.
Oh, have you? Would you like to share what you spoke in the BBC? Did you speak about the war?
No. I talked about a dog rolling in cow shit on BBC Radio this week, and I had a nice little chit chat with Bridget, the presenter.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
Why, share with the viewers there? Share with the...
Just got this random call on Monday lunchtime saying, we're doing a segment on funny workplace stories. We'd like to get an animal story. Would you like to call in the show? And I was like, sure. What do you want me to say? It's just a funny story about an animal. I was like, okay, well, yeah, fine. So I went live on the radio and it was great.
Can I have a signature?
I'm not sure I have time. See, I'm already on air again.
Look, a lot of people saying hi.
Sorry. I'm just talking about myself. Hello, everyone. Hello to Ella42 from Spain.
Hola.
He knows all the Spanish.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Miran says the last live stream went very smoothly, and it did actually.
Well, it did, but again, the reason why there are difficulties is because we are streaming from Zoom. So the link to the Zoom meeting is in the pinned message.
I think I pinned it. I hope I pinned it.
Can you see? At least tell us if you can see, and if you can click, and you can join to those meetings. And we would like to speak to you in this live and to hear your thoughts as well. Hello, Zoe. So don't be shy. Join to the Zoom.
If you feel like you want to have an argument with us.
No, stop it. It's
about anything.
It's a friendly environment, and we love you all, and we want to hear you. We want to, this. So it's more like a test, this thing, because this is the first time we are doing anything like that. And so
what could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong?
Okay, let's see if people are waiting in the...
She's getting really stressed now. No, how do we... Oh, God. I've never used Zoom without him. I've been in like maybe 5 Zoom calls, so I can't offer anything. Is it going to run out after 40 minutes?
No, because
40 minutes is a really strange time for a meeting. 40 minutes. Why isn't it an hour? Why is it not a round hour? 40 minutes is really weird.
I don't know. Gio, hello, Gio. Thank you so much. It's thanks to you we are doing this. Can you join to the Zoom just to see if I can see people there? Because I'm like, if you don't want to go, and speak and do that, that's fine. I just want to see if people can join in. All I'm saying is
ask. Put your mic on.
Yeah, don't worry.
Say hello.
Just go in, say hello, and go out if you don't feel comfortable to speak to everyone here. This is our 3rd live. We are doing every week now a live until we are kicking off officially the Eurovision season. Oh, hello, hi brothers from Israel. Hello,
What's the name? I can't read
Sami.
it. Sami. Shalom, Sami.
Shalom, Sami. And yes, we wanted again to sit here to discuss about what's happening in our crazy world, and also try to switch off the news.
He really needs to switch off. Everyone tell him he needs to step away from the news a bit more. He needs to step away from social media.
How can I?
You need to find a hobby. Do some Lego like I did. I've offered you to build so many things. And you're like
editing videos on YouTube is not a good hobby enough.
Come and say we need to film a video to me.
Well, we do need to film videos.
Yes. Gosh.
I'll do it quickly because I'm at the train station and then there's
where are you going?
Where are you going, Gia? Where are you going? Are you coming south? Okay.
Yes. David says when it goes wrong, it becomes funny. So if anything goes wrong, we can have a laugh.
Are you laughing at us?
I think it's really funny.
Are you laughing at us? I know. I find it funny. I think it's hilarious.
Georgia.
Okay. So I'll just admit. You can say hello.
Admit. It uses the verb admit.
Yes, it uses the word Zoom.
It's like being admitted to hospital. Why would it say admit?
Now, how is it going to be like that in the live?
Well, we'll see because there's a bit of a lag. There's a big lag. So we're waiting to see what happens on the screen on the other computer.
So let's hear Georgia. Hello, Georgia. Can you hear you?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
So you have the title not only of the one that helps us to set up the Zoom meeting, is the first one that actually spoke in this kind of live show. So thank you so much.
The delay is really long.
So what did you see? Did you see? Oh,
hey! It's showing. It's showing.
Oh. It's amazing.
This is really fun.
So, guys, now it's your turn. If you wanted to speak to us and tell us, be brutal with us, like we're sometimes brutal with songs.
Be real.
Just be real. Be real. You can join into the Zoom
might be easier than typing.
Yes.
Rand says she's quit social media because of this, especially Twitter. It affected her mental health.
Yes, I have to say that if we are being serious for a second, there is so much things going on social media, and I'm trying really to be careful of what I'm exposed to in terms of, is it truth, is it fake news, especially in these very sensitive times.
Not just is it real or fake. You read or you see one thing and you interact with it. And then it's going to show you that same thing again and again and again. So you might have had an interaction with someone online who has a very different opinion to you. And then you're going to get more of those kind of things of those people with different opinions to you. And that can make you think that everyone has that opinion, can't it? So you just need to step away. I recommend following some Lego accounts so that as you're scrolling through Instagram,
you had some arguments with Lego people.
Well, yes, I have exposed people who post things saying,
yes.
"Oh, look what I made," and I'm like, "You didn't make that. Those instructions are for sale on Rebrickable." Every time I see someone palming off instructions from Rebrickable that they say are their own, I call them out. I'm like, actually, you didn't make that. You can purchase these instructions, and I put a link so that the person who actually made the instructions will get the credit and the revenue for that. It's just wrong to go online and lie and say I did this when you absolutely did not. I take Lego very seriously. Very seriously. You can't just say that someone else's design is yours. Give them credit. Give them credit.
Oh, God. Okay.
So, yes, follow other things like Lego or funny animal videos so that as you're scrolling, there's depressing, horrible news. And then a post with a koala doing something funny comes up and you go, oh, okay, this is nice.
So, Georgia, tell us, where are you traveling to then?
Sorry, Georgia.
So I was in Leeds and now I'm going back to Glasgow.
Oh, what have you been up to in Leeds then, if I may ask?
Visiting a friend. We also went and saw Goa in Manchester.
Okay.
What's Goa?
What's Goa?
Goa, like from Ukraine. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, they've been touring the UK the past.
Why didn't you tell us that? Not that we go traveling to Leeds.
I feel like we should know that, but we're just.
I mean, I think they're also going to London.
Do they? When?
I think so. I'm not sure because they went to like Edinburgh, Glasgow, Manchester, Liverpool, and then they're going down south, I think, at some point, like over the next month.
Oh,
Okay, maybe we should look into that. I know that Kaya from Finland was here because my
yes.
friend went to see him
Yeah.
on Monday night.
Yeah.
Yes. He was here.
I think he just did one show in the UK,
Yes.
but my friend said it was rammed.
Was it?
Rammed, and she said she was surprised. So my friend has lived in Japan for the last 14 years, and she's literally just moved back to the UK. She said, "Are people allowed to vape indoors?" Because everyone was vaping in the venue, and I said, "No, that's not a thing. I think they were just trying." And
maybe there are different rules when it comes to
Cha,
cha 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 cha. So have a safe journey back home, Georgia.
Yes.
I hope you did you enjoy Go Away? Sure.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. It was pretty fun. Yeah, it was also fun, like because we brought some other friends along who were not aware, like they didn't know the band, so it was fun.
Excellent.
You know, seeing them react to.
Imagine going to see them blindly.
Yeah.
And being like, what is happening?
What is that?
I mean,
that voice? What is that woman? What kind of voice she's? No, I mean,
it wasn't completely like okay. So they had heard Shum before, but other than that, they didn't know anything else. So yeah, it wasn't. They were aware somewhat.
Amani in the chat is doing some really cried face. Why, Amani? Tell us.
She did say.
Oh.
She tried to see Go Away last year in Milan, but missed them.
Oh,
and she doesn't think they come back. That's sad.
That's really sad.
I'm pretty sure they're touring well, either we're touring Europe or are going to tour Europe, so they might come to Italy again.
Oh, exciting!
Yeah, it's just it's just fun. It's fun seeing like Eurovision acts actually getting
Yeah.
Just double check with the guys in the chat, in the YouTube chat. Can you hear Georgia very well?
Yes. Can you hear Georgia?
I'm trying to understand the technical aspect of this because I'm hearing her okay, but I just want to make sure that you guys hearing Georgia when she speaks.
No, we have to wait for someone to.
Yeah, someone needs to reply and say.
I'm sure Georgia can hear Georgia.
Can you hear yourself?
I don't have the video playing as well.
Oh yes, Yavel said yes. Yes, you can.
Gosh, isn't technology wonderful?
Oh my God, this is amazing! I love this. We need to do. I bet in Eurovision season this will be rammed. This will be rammed.
We could have Cassie with us.
Cassie will be live with us, and Nitan says, "Thank you for your support for Israel." Yes, we are. We are supporting Israel. We're also supporting the humankind, the people that want to live peacefully, the people that want just to live boring life and without any wars and violence, and why our world is so messed up. Can you give me a reason, guys, in the chat? Why our world is so messed up with wars? What do you think? What's your opinion?
Well, I have.
Let's keep it for yourself for a second. Let's hear the people there. Why do you think war is such a complex place and there are so many wars?
I have an answer, and I think it's a bit contentious for me to say it.
Europe, but not Italy, because Italy doesn't care about Eurovision entries. In fact, I think the most. Amani is still stuck on the Go Away. Sorry, it's delayed because we see in the chat in delay. I think this is something that we need to get used to.
My go-to answer is hatred and war, and all of that is religion. Religion makes people do a lot of nasty things, but I think it's just human nature to fight.
You think?
When someone's different and dislike them, and to be angry and look at the kids. Look at the anger the kids have and the desire to fight all the time.
But they are teenagers, aren't they?
No, they've been like this their whole lives. The only thing that's different is that.
So is it our human nature to be angry and fight?
Not all the time, but I think that is built into us, and it's easy to give in to anger.
You think?
It's much easier to be angry than it is to be forgiving and positive and let things go. Like, I hold grudges. Certain things I hold grudges. But it's much more difficult to move on and be like, you know what, I'm at peace with this. And if you're around people who have the same anger and strong feelings, that just, you know, I think it's quite easy for people to, and there's the whole them and us thing. People like to be in a tribe, and if tribes are different, if you have different opinions, just look at the comments we get. We say, oh, we don't like the song. People who do like the song, they're livid, they're absolutely livid with us. Like, beyond control.
Are you saying, basically, and hello, Yuval, we are not ignoring you.
Welcome back, Yuval.
Thank you for joining. Are you saying, basically, that if you disagree with my opinion, you are not part of my tribe? And if you're not part of my tribe, I'll have to fight you. And it doesn't matter if it's a religion or
I think when people feel very strongly about something, if someone feels the opposite, that has a reaction, an emotional reaction. In some cases, a lot of cases.
But it's okay to feel different.
Yes,
and it's okay to share a different opinion, because that's the only way you can actually learn about some areas that you don't necessarily know. You know, but from that to jump to, oh, I'm going to fight you, I think
there's a process, obviously, and history and long periods of time where people feel this way leads to violence and wars and conflict. But I think it's you know, human beings are flawed, and it's difficult to manage emotions.
Yuval, do you have an opinion about that? I want to hear your thoughts, if you want to share with us, of course.
We're not getting comments.
We can't hear you. On mute if you're speaking. Georgia, you can share with us your thoughts as well if you want. This is a very heavy discussion about.
Yeah, we're very.
I agree with what you said. It's just, I think greed also plays like a lot of a huge part in this, because a lot of the wars and a lot of the conflicts that have happened throughout the years have been due to people wanting more land, or wanting like specific areas that have like oil or that sort of thing. So like the greed that humans come with, I think, plays like a huge part.
That's a good
as well as the fact that we also are not great at getting along. But yeah.
So again, if you're not in my tribe, then we are not gonna get along. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah. So you make agree. I mean, look at, okay, again, like before what's happening now, even countries that have been fighting against each other for years ended up getting like peace agreements because it's beneficial to them right now. So it's all like profit and like what's best for you at the time. I think, at least personally.
Yeah, that's interesting, because people always want more.
Yeah.
People struggle to find satisfaction. They want more.
Yeah. And then you have like countries who were like 10 years ago were basically at each other's throats, now having somewhat peaceful coexistence, and then fighting against other people together. So it's always just profit and just, yeah.
Yes, Yuval, you wanted to say something?
No, not actually. I need to think about it. It's very hard issue.
Yeah, it's a hard question. We drag you into a very, very deep conversation.
We've gone very deep.
But let's see what other comments are going on here. We don't want to ignore anybody.
Silent Hill K, great name. Greece announces representative, and she is a big star, a big name. You should react to some of her songs. Marina Satti, I did read about that.
But we have to stay clean until the song for the Eurovision is released. Yes. This is our channel rules. And if we like the singer, then we check.
Then we'll go back to the back catalogue.
Yeah.
David Damon. The only concert I've ever been to was Bonnie Tyler in 2022 in Germany whilst on holiday.
Did she have a voice?
How was she?
How was her
How
voice?
was she in
Because-
2022? Because in 2013 or whatever, there were already some issues.
Some issues of maybe smoking too much.
I'm sure, though, if you were listening to Bonnie Tyler songs live, it would be fantastic. Song-wise,
I'm
fantastic.
curious how she sounds live these days.
Yes.
How old is she?
Oh no, what's this? Avast Security.
Oh,
Please
no,
confirm your protection now.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. You know.
So back to our deep conversation. Amani says, my opinion kind of is a domino effect. I feel more people in the world realize they can start a war and get away with it, so they do it. That's quite an interesting point, because during the conflict after October the 7th, we have lots of differing opinions on what is a war crime, what is a humanitarian crisis, what is illegal in terms of the law of war. I said to you the other night, it's mind-blowing that this massive event is happening and people can be so passive about it. And some leaders are on one side, some leaders are on the other side, some leaders condemn this, some leaders say you have the right to do this. And it's, what is the actual consequence for anyone of all of these events, you know, for the people responsible?
I don't know.
It's mad that we have like a law of war, what is okay and what isn't okay when it comes to destruction, death, and but what are the consequences?
It's like playing.
There are no.
It's like playing with guns, but with rules. You know, and I mean.
No, but if you play with a gun and you shoot someone, you're probably going to get arrested, and then there'll be a trial, and you may go to prison. The people who are responsible for what's happening in this conflict and other conflicts that are ongoing, where is the accountability? It's really strange.
Tamir Rochelo from Ashkelon. Tamir.
Oh, wow.
Tamir,
Hope you're
hello.
safe.
Hello to you. Big hug to you. And I know you had a very, very difficult time. If you want to go live and tell us more about your experience, we invite you to the Zoom meeting. It's in the pinned message. I'm very keen to hear you and to hear what you've gone through. If you want to share with us, you are more than welcome to join to the Zoom meeting.
David said she actually sounded great. Total clip part. But I think what went wrong with Eurovision with Believe in Me was the song was not strong enough. Yeah. Like it didn't sound like a Bonnie Tyler song, did it?
Yeah.
It just, yeah.
I'm glad she sounds okay in 2022. Yeah. Like, how old is she? How old is Bonnie Tyler? Can someone please answer me, because I don't want to do a Google now.
We could ask Alexa.
Alexa, how old is Bonnie Tyler?
Bonnie Tyler is 72 years old.
Is she 72?
And she's performing. Excellent.
Bless her.
Well,
bless her.
Fantastic. He also said, I think she should have sung Flat on the Floor from the same album as Believe in Me. And it's, okay. So that was a different song from the same album at the time. It was a more country song. Yeah. Believe in Me was kind of country, wasn't it? But also like a really lazy effort, I think.
One of the best UK entries. No, it's not.
Engelbert Humperdinck. It's top for me. Absolute top. Brilliant. Someone says, hello, hi Toy, I love you. Sorry, Goy, I love you. But I am afraid I can't read your name. Those look like
Russian or Ukraine.
Hello, welcome.
Ukraine characters.
I'll try. Kepren, Sepren, something. And then the second word, I'm not even going to attempt that because, yeah. Oh, Hadise, new song.
We do need to come back to filming some videos, you know. We do need to do that. And
Hadise always has time.
Our
time and our attention.
has a spot place in yeah, I don't know. I'm finding it really, really difficult to focus on actually creating videos. And I think that we need to find this back. We have to.
We will when Eurovision's back.
Yeah, when Eurovision is back is easier because, you know, there is a goal, there is a task, people are waiting to hear what we think, and you know, but yeah, I'll work on it.
Just tell him to get off social media.
Yeah, I
Tell
need
him
to
to
get
get a
out.
hobby. Tell him to build some
I
Lego.
need to build something.
Come and join me and build some Lego.
Oh God. What else?
I
What
have
else?
something to say.
Sorry, say that again.
I have something to say, but I don't want to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
That's few days ago, but hey, do you know that Valdu from Belarus 2020 is living right now in Israel?
Oh,
Whom? Whom?
Belarus 2020.
Val from Belarus 2020.
Is he in Israel?
Yeah, they live in Israel.
Wow.
Oh, interesting.
And they post few days ago after the war break that they want to represent Israel in Eurovision.
Belarus 2020. What was that? Sorry, I'm trying. I'm a bit confused. What was 2020 Belarus?
Davidna.
Ah, the blonde lady. Because it was cancelled, so she didn't.
Ah, okay, interesting. Was she? Did she apply for a Rising Star?
Let's see if there will be a Rising Star.
Yeah. I know. But there was some.
Gosh, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, but they live like a few months, like almost a year in Israel. They ran away from Belarus and live now in Israel.
Well, that's Yuval, you need to be our
Israeli correspondent.
Israel correspondent for Eurovision gossip. We are nominating you. You've been elected.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Oh,
that's fascinating.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for that.
I accept. Actually, I've been in the Eurovision fan group a lot, but I think there is a lot of knowledge people than me, but they're not here. So
you're here, so that's
you're
all that
here.
counts.
We are taking what we can get, and what else is there?
too, right?
Sorry?
You are in the group too, right? Eurovision IL.
Yes, I think so. I think so. Oh, Rachel Shalem. Oh,
a new member. Joining. Gosh, it's slow. Does it get slower the more people there are?
No, it's just probably Rachel's connection. Hello.
Welcome. Connecting to
Rachel or Rachel? How should we?
Well, the surname makes me think it's Rachel.
Rachel. Yeah. It will be Rachel Shalem. We're waiting for the audio. Hello, Rachel. Can we call you Rachel or Rachel? Oh, there is maybe a camera there. Hello, Rachel. We can't hear you if you're speaking. Maybe unmute. Oh.
Hello.
Hello, Rachel. Welcome to our live streaming. How are you doing?
Wow, it's tough here. I'm from Israel, Modi'in.
In Modi'in? You're in Modi'in now?
Yeah, it's a quiet city, but the feeling is tough.
Yeah.
Yes, we feel, well, I personally feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Every day. I'm in such a pain, and I cannot even imagine what you guys are going through in Israel.
Whereabouts is she?
Modi'in is in the middle between Tel Aviv and Jerusalem.
Okay.
Exactly in the middle. Actually, my sister lives in Modi'in.
Such a small country.
It's a small country. Then they will find out that
they know each other.
There's cousins from second level or something. No, I mean, how is all your family safe?
Yes. I have a family in Ashdod and in Ashkelon, and thank God they are all safe.
Good.
And it's tough feeling every time they have an alarm, an alert.
Who is with you? Hello.
Oh, shalom.
Shalom. What's your name?
Your name is Leo.
Leo. Hello, Leo. How old is Leo?
He can't hear you because I'm with.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
She's 7.
7.
Oh.
I guess schools are not open yet. Or are they?
Again, they are open. Yes.
They are open
Oh,
now.
good, good.
Okay,
Yes.
so
Now.
maybe try to get some sort of routine,
Yeah,
normality
normal.
back.
Is the reason they open the school to get to give the children safe feeling that something is
It's important.
like so.
Yeah, it's really, really important. Thank you so much for joining us,
Yeah,
Rachel,
thank you.
and thank you for sharing with us. And
For us, of course, very, very important to us from you, from the world. So thank you.
You have our love.
Yes, we support. As I said earlier, we support human beings, and whatever those animals did, I can't call them human beings because they're not. They're not. The scenes, and again, we talked about. I'm trying to stay away from the social media, and I think it's safer in these days maybe to stay away as much as possible from the social media. But the things I've seen and I was exposed to, and it's scarring.
Yeah,
it's a scar in our soul, and it's really sad, really, really sad. What's happening in?
I need to, Leah. We remember you. And
of course.
Hello.
Leah was there when I proposed to you. Remember?
Leah traveled like 3 hours to get to us, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So
thank you for joining.
When we were in Israel in 2019, and for the Eurovision that was in Israel, we organized a fan meeting
relative karaoke.
In karaoke.
Me on the mic, Tel Aviv. It was fantastic.
Mike was live.
Great.
And I proposed you. And there is a video in our channel. And bless you, Leah, she traveled all the way from Carmiel. I think, yeah, she says Carmiel.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, I hope you remember the evening as well as I remember this evening.
Of course I remember the evening. crying.
Hello, Tal. Shalom. Tal, you are more than welcome to join us to the Zoom if you want. It would be nice to have, you know, another Eurovision. Tal is the lady that we met in Lima Lima.
Oh, of course.
Yes, and if you want to join our Zoom, you're more than welcome. It's an open chat about everything.
On that note,
yes,
when things are back to normal, if you're ever visiting Israel,
yes,
fully recommend going to Lima Lima Bar. In what area was it?
So Lima Lima is running Eurovision nights every Sunday night.
Oh,
and there are several people there, and Tal is one of them.
They're not people, they are angels. They are vessels of gorgeous happiness.
And they are, if you're not following them in Instagram, it's Euroflash, I think. Eurofalsh in Instagram, and see what they are doing there.
So I thought it was just going to be a bar playing Eurovision songs. Oh, no. There's a group of these wonderful people who turn up with a big bag of props and they lip sync to the Eurovision songs on stage. But the props and the inventiveness with which they use these props is exquisite. And like, they all know all the words, all the dance routines, everything about literally every song that comes on, and they give it their all. And we were standing there like, where are we? This is amazing.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to go again. I cannot wait.
We are supposed to come to Israel in December. I don't see how it's happening. I don't see if that plan will go ahead.
I really hope so.
But Tal is showing us some emotional emojis. Tal, join us to the Zoom, please. We would like to hear from you. And you know, I know that all the recent nights of Lima Lima had to be cancelled, unfortunately, and I hope that soon enough we'll go back to some sort of normality and you guys can be back. And I've seen Tal doing a routine of unicorn dance. Tal, amazing, absolutely amazing. You are just kidding. Mickey is usually doing
Mickey did the water version live, and it was brilliant.
Those people are so invested in Eurovision, and I love it.
The
I love
happiness
I
in
love
that
it.
venue.
Oh, Tal is
She's
joining.
here.
Tal is joining.
I really have issue with the word admit on Zoom here. Why is it not allow?
Because they
Admit is like to
admit
be
is like
taken
in
into
the
hospital.
Yes. Well, hello, Tal. Good evening.
Hi, how are you?
We are.
Hi.
Here she
Nice seeing you.
How are
How are
you
you
guys?
doing?
We actually have a satire show called Eretz Nehederet now, so I was about to watch it, and then I saw that you're doing a video, so I was like, okay, I have to go in.
Priorities.
Well,
It's
yeah.
so good to have you on in the live. Where do you live, Tal, and are you keeping safe?
I live in Rehovot. We actually have some sirens, but yeah, trying
An
to
hour
cope with
ago,
the situation.
Now or the earlier? I had
an
earlier,
hour
but
ago, right?
Yeah, earlier we had, like in the 7th of October, we didn't go out from the shelter like all the morning. But right now, yeah, we have some here and there.
Gosh. And is family safe? Friends safe?
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm really sorry that you guys are going through that. It's breaks my heart to hear all the stories, to know that it's happening, and unfortunately we don't see any. There is
much
no
progress.
Progress, is it?
Yeah.
There is no we don't know when it is going to end, and I guess that's going to be very difficult.
It seems like it's only the beginning of it. And like in this hard time when we need a lot of support, I see a lot of lies on social media and hate, and yeah, it's hard.
We are trying to we said I don't know if you were here when we said that Go is trying to convince me to stay away from social media as much as I can, to just switch it off. I find it really, really difficult to switch off, and I find it really difficult to stop checking the news every 5 minutes, like, and this is not helping our mental state, all of us. And so what are you doing for your own soul, Tal? Tell us, maybe cheer us up. Maybe you are dancing unicorn routine every now and then.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm trying to stay positive. Like I'm doing everything I can to stay positive. I can't really go away from social media because it's also kind of escapism. And watch like funny videos and try to cheer myself. I'm also doing like miluim.
Are you? Are you doing you're reserved? Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well done.
Where?
In Tel Aviv.
Oh my God. I'm
Pickled olive, huh?
Yeah, I won't like say more details, you know.
Yeah. Don't of course don't share this here.
You're right. By the way, if you're talking about Israel, Eurovision gossip, I think she most suitable for the job.
Sorry, say that again. I didn't catch it.
We said earlier about Israel Eurovision gossip.
Yes.
I think she most suitable for the job.
Well, Tal is running. Is part of, if I'm not wrong,
Euromix.
Tal, you are part of the Euromix website.
Yeah, I am.
You are running. Like Euromix is the proper news, Eurovision news professional. We are not trying to be professional, as you can see. We are far from professionalism here. And I'm following some articles and some of your work. So you are doing a fantastic job. And I guess your tickets to Malmo is already done. You already purchased them?
Well, I haven't yet because I have to see what will happen because I'm about to start studying also at the university. So I'll see what, but I'm planning to go, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
What's your best moment you can share with us from Eurovision 2023? When you were there in the press, I know that you've been there in the press. We almost met. I know that we missed each other. Give us the most favorite memory you have, and please don't say Lorraine win. Please don't say that.
Well, I will say Albania qualifying was, I think, the best moment.
Yeah. We all saw the video.
Yeah, it's an amazing song, and they were last in the odds.
Yeah.
And I had a terrible day. It was also a day where when a missile like hit a house like really next to in my city. So
there were missiles in May as well.
And then
Just it was like a routine. Yeah, we got, Israel get missiles as part. How many days without missiles? You have this counter that and then fantastic.
I want to say hello to some people. Nawak says, I said hi, but I think you messaged. Toy, where are you from in Israel? Debbie, hi from Israel. Your support is very important.
I grew up in Bat Yam. I lived most of my life in Bat Yam.
Gorgeous.
No, it's
gorgeous place. Oh my gosh, the buildings, such architecture,
Bat Yam is so when I was growing up, even the seaside looked like the center. So when only years after they made the all Tayelet and all of that looks okay. Okay, so today it looks okay, but yeah, Bat Yam is
Bat Yam's gorgeous. Like, my favorite place in Israel.
Not Holon. I thought
Holon is also very.
When we were there last December, we dropped the kids back in Rishon LeZion, and then I took the longer route through Holon just to see sightseeing in Holon, and we took some funny pictures of random places in Holon.
It didn't help that they're building the metro, and everywhere just looked like a building site. But
good evening, Leah.
Welcome. Oh, we can't hear you.
Hi.
Hello. How are you?
Oh, you didn't
Doing
change
okay.
at all. How many years?
4
years.
4. Yeah.
Wow. You look like a news presenter.
Yes.
You look really proper here.
Unfortunately, my computer only works with the headphones, so.
No, it's like no. You know what she looks like? She looks like the executive producer of Eurovision.
Yes.
Take it away. Can we? How are you doing?
As well as can be expected. It's tough. In Carmiel, we don't have any sirens yet, but there's trouble with Hezbollah in the north, and so we're just waiting to see what's going to happen to us. I was visiting some friends last night. They live in Oshrat, which is about 10 minutes away from Nahariya and Shlomi, and it's about 15 minutes away from the Lebanese border.
Wow.
And we were sitting out on their porch, and we could hear the booms from the IDF attacking Hezbollah in the north, and so that was a little strange. But
strange is an understatement, isn't it?
Yeah, to be sitting there with friends, laughing and enjoying the evening, and hearing the war like right next to us. It's it's tough.
It's really tough. I don't know what the right words to say to you guys besides take care of yourself, keep safe, stay strong, support each other, try to find positive things to do during the day because we are all scarred, and it's tough. What do you do during the day in order to?
I try to work. I work from home. Our offices are in Kiryat Shmone, and that's been evacuated. So we work from home. And like everybody else, check the news all the time, looking to see what's going on, contact everybody you know, make sure they're okay. Talk to friends and family in the United States, coworkers, and everybody's always asking how you are and questions and stuff like that. And when I can, fight some of the lies that are going out on the internet. It's really, it's really
tough. This is another side of the war, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because we are trying to prove that we are actually right in what we are doing, and it's tough because we can't ignore the fact that many civilians, no matter where they are, paying a price now.
Not just them. We think about our hostages, and we all hope and pray that we're going to get them back, but we're probably not going to. They're probably going to be casualties also. They're probably being held in places that, if Israel tries to get Hamas, we're going to end up getting our own people as well. It's but one really good thing, Carmiel is surrounded by different Arab villages, and some of them are not so friendly all the time. But right across from the neighborhood that I live in is a village called Deir al-Assad. It's a Muslim village, and they, over the last few years, have opened up a big grocery store, and they're building a mall, and it's going to be a major commerce spot. We also have on the opposite side of my town. But in Deir al-Assad, they've actually got the best grocery store around. I love shopping there. And they're really nice and really great people. But they've also been affected by this. I've gone there now 3 times since the war started. And every time I go, their parking lot is less than half full. They've seen a lot of downturn in their customers, and they have another branch near Akko, and that's also suffering. But I saw the other day that the head of the Moatza, I don't know how you translate that, the head of the
council of, the head of council,
of the area for Deir al-Assad, he contacted one of the organizations that are helping survivors from the South. And he called them and he said, we want to help. What can we do? And they gave him a big list of stuff that they need. And then he said, okay, how can we further help you? And they said, well, hot meals always make people happy. So he got the whole village of Deir al-Assad to cook all this food, and they drove 5 hours to bring it to the people from the South. And it was a really great thing because, there's lots of tension between Jews and Muslims and Christians and Muslims and Druze and all the people here. And to see a village that really went out of its way to help is a really wonderful thing. And I'm so glad that I shop at their store because they're really great people.
And I think your story is amazing because it proves us that we can live together. It's possible, and those kind of stories give me hope. And I think hope is something that especially in these days, we are finding it difficult to see. And every small thing like that, it's not small at all. What you told me, it's not small. But every details like that,
everyday act of kindness.
And an act of unity between peoples that are supposed to be, or that the world thinks hate each other. They talk about Israel as an apartheid state. But then you see, people like this that say, no, it's not. It's a really great place for us, and we want to contribute to our country. And so that's a really good thing to see and to have happen. So
I hope the news would have had more of those kind of stories. Then unfortunately, the news needs to report whatever is happening. But I really want to emphasize this story. And then if you have other stories, everyone here, if you have other stories like that actually give us all hope. Israel is not going away.
No.
The Palestinian people are not going away. The Arabs, the Muslim Arabs, the Christian Arabs, whoever is living in this area is not going away. We need to find a way to live together peacefully. And what I'm telling you usually to people that don't know Israel, and you know, I'm facing a lot of this here, that Israel can be a gem, like not only Israel, the whole coast from the north to the south, including Gaza, can be probably the best place in the world.
It's really sad because you know, someone recently published a video saying, you know, this is what Gaza could be. And, you know, it was a beautiful vacation spot. They have all this wonderful beach. They could be successful. They could have tourism. They could have high tech. They could have all sorts of things. If they only stopped, you know, if we could only get rid of Hamas and be left with the actual decent people that don't want any of this, because they've suffered under Hamas as well. I mean, the stories that are coming out that, you know, when Israel tells them we're going to bomb this place, get out of there, and they try to get out of there and Hamas shoots them. Hamas doesn't want them to leave. Hamas doesn't want them to be safe.
And other stories is like when Israel is always saying that they are shooting missiles and from civilians' buildings. And I bet that the scenario is like maybe some of them helping Hamas, but I'm sure some of them don't want to be part of it. And I guess they are afraid for their lives to fight against them and say, oh, don't shoot from our building because they will be shot dead. You know, and the thing is, we're talking about terrors, but they are also terrorize the people in Gaza.
Yeah. And I find that really sad when everybody says, you know, oh, the poor Gazans, the poor Palestinians, you know, free Palestine. And it's like, free them from Hamas, you know, and then they can have the life that, you know, we all want for them. Israel doesn't have a problem cooperating with the people around them. I also just read a really sad story today. I don't remember his name, Elad. I can't remember his name, but he's the co-founder of a company called Mellanox, which is a relatively good-sized company here in Israel. And he believed very much in coexistence and cooperation. And he built a plant in Gaza, and I think he might have built one in the territories as well. And he was employing people there as programmers. And when this all started, his daughter was one of the ones that Hamas murdered, not very far away from this plant that he built that employed Gazan citizens. And it's like, you know, here was someone that was actually trying to help you, and you murdered his daughter for
But again,
you know?
I believe that they didn't. The terrorists didn't have a list of people, and they shouldn't.
No.
You know, they just,
they didn't.
You know, and it's like one of the ladies that was one of the elderly ladies that was released yesterday was actually a peace activist, and it was you know, helping Gaza people to get to hospitals and stuff like that. And I think the world outside of this conflict doesn't really understand Israel's part in how much we are helping the ordinary people. The fact that Israel is a place for jobs for those people that don't have jobs in Gaza. The fact that we are helping you know, with hospitals, we're taking people that can't take care in those hospitals. And you know what? The question about electricity and water, the fact that Israel is not supplying the 100% water and electricity, but
no, they have desalination plants.
But Israel is still giving that, you know, and why Israel needs to do it, and that's why I'm really finding it difficult when people are
viewing it as black and white,
and not understanding Israel point, and it's really tough. And I feel it, especially I know that you guys are going through something that I can't even imagine what it is like, but what I'm feeling I'm going through outside of Israel as a foreigner and being a Jew in a foreign country, I'm scared. and I'm angry because I'm scared.
Yeah.
I've been I need to hide my identity.
Yeah, I've heard that in France they were telling Jews, take off your Stars of Davids, take the mezuzahs off your house.
Yes.
Don't let people see who you are.
Yeah.
There's a professor who's also a peace activist who also advocated for Palestinians and for a two-state solution. And he's a professor at a big college, a big university in the United States. I don't remember exactly right now the name of it. And he just released a video that went viral where he was saying that, he doesn't feel safe at the university that he teaches at because they are allowing, not peaceful protests, but they're allowing organizations that are actually agreeing with Hamas, that are actually calling for the death of Israelis. And he says, I don't feel safe here, and I don't feel safe for my children here. And this is across all the universities in the United States that are not coming out and saying, this is wrong, terrorism is wrong. They're all just hiding and letting these groups do whatever they want. Harvard University just got called because they had like 27 groups signing letters with teachers and stuff, signing letters against Israel and putting out statements that Israel is at fault for this. The head of the UN just said it, pretty much that. Yeah, well, the UN has long been very bad to Israel for pretty much forever.
Which is ironic because they made it.
Well, not they, no.
But
the UN,
the
UN over the last 70-something years has changed dramatically. The amount of countries that have been added to the UN in the last 70-something years, and some of the people say that if the UN was to decide whether Israel needs to exist these days, Israel would never get independent.
Yeah.
I am back quickly to the university point.
We've seen that.
First of all, I've seen that video you were talking about, and it's a very strong,
he's so passionate, this guy.
He's so angry and so much pain. But I think what makes me really, really angry about those universities and it's the fact that it's an educational organization, and it feels to me like in an educational place they are not teaching the correct facts and the history, and it's upsetting. It's upsetting.
Yeah,
because it's not just a government that was elected by people. It's an educational place that should be really telling the right history, facts.
Yeah. And they're telling, their propaganda, they're pushing a particular viewpoint, and it's really not safe for Jews in universities these days. It's a really scary place, and it's a shame. It's a shame.
People send to us
lots of comments. Thank you, Leah.
Thank you so much for this, and
we love you.
We love you, and thank you for sharing with us all those stories. What's happening in our
There's
chat?
A lot of chat about Junior Eurovision. David recommended back to mental health, trying meditation.
Yes,
and there are some great free apps you can get. What was the one we paid for? Calm
is a very good.
Do some sleep stuff, some meditation stuff, some anxiety stuff. Really, really useful. Headspace is also very good.
Yeah.
Junior Eurovision.
Headspace is that app, right? Headspace is that app. Yeah.
Headspaces and Calm, both of those apps. Really recommend, and all of you that is still hearing us, please use this. It's important, just for your mind, for your soul.
David says, I have friends who are Jewish, and I went to the synagogue and I prayed with them. Even though I don't speak Hebrew, they did actually teach me some, although I found it difficult. That's really lovely.
That's very
I went, we go to the synagogue with the kids every couple of weeks.
It's a Reform synagogue in where we live. Yeah.
We went to a support session at the synagogue 2 weeks ago for Israelis and Jews affected by the event, because it'd only just been a week, hadn't it? And it was really, really hard because everyone had a story. Everyone was super emotional. But I went along because I wanted to support you, and it was affecting me and making me really sad as well. And afterwards, you said that the fact that I went and I'm not Jewish and I was supporting them would have meant so much to them. So David's done the same thing, and I love that you've done that. If you know any Jewish people, just it's unlikely because there's so few. Let's be real. Most people in the UK don't have any Jewish friends, but if you know anyone, just tell them that you've got their back, that you see them, because I made people cry that night.
You spoke.
I bawled my eyes out. I was because at that point we hadn't had a chance to let it out. We were in shock. We were trying to keep the kids happy and avoiding the details. We were just trying to get on with things, and that was the first time we stopped and went, Jesus Christ, we're so sad. We need to let it out. And
it's really, really important. And I think you guys in Israel probably have this family and friends around you, and you can actually share the same, you know, you can let it out in a different way. You can be angry, you can be sad, but you can let it out and people will understand around you.
Yeah.
What I find it really, really difficult is, yes, I'm getting a lot of support from you, but I don't have Israelis around me that really understand, or Jews, that really understand the pain I'm talking about. And sometimes it feels a bit lonely.
Yeah.
I'm lonely with that. Debbie's saying, I've seen people in the UK tearing up pictures of kidnapped children. It's just shocking.
I've seen videos.
I've seen
it in the States too.
And you know, it's sad. It's sad. You know, no matter what, there is no justification of kidnapping babies, kids, you know, women.
But my point again, and what David's done, you see that and it makes you angry. And I imagine if you saw that in person, you might have a reaction to that happening. But you can't change that person who's doing that. You're not going to be able to sway their viewpoint. And you channeling your energy into that anger won't help you. If you're seeing things like that and you feel angry and you want to argue or fight or educate or whatever, you're not going to get through to that person. The people that need you are the Jews. You need just, you know, try and go, well, that made me really cross, but actually I'm going to flip it and do something, reach out to someone who needs it. Because, I don't know, just that night being at the synagogue and having people grateful that I acknowledge they exist. Because like you said, it must be so lonely for Jews living abroad.
Yes.
Yeah, I grew up in a place where there were pretty much no Jews, and yeah, people almost looked at me as if I was an alien. I grew up in the United States, and they didn't understand anything about Judaism at all. But fortunately, you know, a lot of these people who've known me for years, and I still contact them through Facebook, they're really supportive, and that's really wonderful.
That's what I wanted to ask you. Do you feel you get support from abroad? You really?
Oh yeah. I'm in touch with family. I'm in touch with friends. I even watch a live stream of two women. One's in Texas and one's in Indianapolis, I think. And the stuff they say is all the right stuff. One of the women, her father was Jewish, and she's first generation in the United States. They came over from Europe, and it's really great to listen to people who get it and understand, and don't excuse terrorism. You know, I try sometimes to look at these people who tear down the pictures. I mean, one video I saw was actually someone who said she was Jewish and she was tearing down the pictures of babies. You know, they have been told that Israel is committing atrocities on those other people. And I suppose if you think that atrocities are being committed to your people and then someone else is putting up pictures of their atrocities, you might think that it's not fair and you want to tear them down. But, you know, sadly, they're not getting accurate information and they're not looking at the whole picture. I mean, Israel did not want to be in a war. Israel does not want to kill anybody. Golda Meir said it the best, you know, we can forgive them for killing our children, but we can't forgive them for making us kill their children. Who wants that on their soul, you know, to know that you've had to kill someone, even if it's to survive. But you know, a lot of people don't understand that, and they don't understand the Israeli military is us. It's not, you know, in the United States, I don't know what it's like in the UK, but in the United States, most people are not involved in the military. Most people don't know people in the military. The military is some foreign thing for them. So they don't really think about it when soldiers go overseas and risk their lives. But here in Israel, it's, you know, it's our fathers and our brothers and our sisters and our daughters and our mothers and our aunts and uncles. Who wants to send your family out to die? Nobody wants that. So we don't want these wars. We don't want to have the fighting. We want to be able to get along with people. They just don't want to accept us being here, and maybe not even being on Earth, I guess. But you know, it's really sad, and people outside don't really understand that. They don't understand that all of Israel is the military, and that's why we don't want to fight, because it's us that we have to risk, you know. So,
and I think there is another aspect of valuing life. I think this is this. I don't know. I don't know how you brought up as you know, you're not very religious, or you didn't get so. But in schools in Israel, I remember when I grew up, and they first of all taught me a lot of songs about peace and about the value of the life. What does it mean to be, you know, and when you see those and I know, again, I would like to believe this is not the majority, but when you see those footages from those areas of schools and how they train kids to hold guns and you know, to shoot, you know, there is a problem here of value of life.
yeah.
You know, kids are kids. Kids should not hear about guns until you know, and even when in Israel, when you know they're only 18 years old and they're going to the army, they are still kids, but they are forced to do it. It's you have to do
similar in the UK here. People do not have to do any kind of military service. People only become soldiers if they want to. So for someone like me and the majority of people, being a soldier is just a concept that doesn't even register with me. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. Mad.
What can I say? I'm giving you all a big hug. I'm supporting you from here. I'm thinking about Israel every day, every moment, even. Just hoping those hostages, fingers crossed.
I think it's harder for Israelis and Jews outside Israel, because you're not getting the same kind of connection. I moved to Israel. I made Aliyah when I was too old to be in the army. So, and I'm not married and I don't have any kids, so I don't actually have a direct connection, but I have friends who have kids that have been called up. I have coworkers that have been called up. And I have friends who, you know people that are in the army. And so while you can't get certain information, you can get some information that won't necessarily be on the news. So, you know, here we're more plugged into what's going on. I'm not fluent in Hebrew, so my sources of information are a little more limited, but I have friends who are and who grew up here. And so, you know, we can, you know, talk among ourselves and get a better idea of what's going on. But when you're outside, I spoke to my mother the other night, and, you know, she said, you know, why don't you come back to the United States? And I thought, you know, if I was outside of here, I would go crazy. I would go crazy having to be outside of Israel at this time. And I have a coworker that was just in the United States, and she just got back yesterday, and she was going crazy outside as well. Because you're unplugged and you're disconnected and you don't know what's going on and you're worried. You know, this is a really sticky situation that we're in. We're being attacked by Hamas in Gaza. We're being attacked by Hezbollah on the Lebanese border, which is a long border. They haven't full out attacked us yet, but they're threatening to. We've had some rockets thrown at us from Syria, and even Yemen's shot some rockets at us heading towards Eilat. That
joining the party, why not? You know, everyone who wants a piece of that party, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, we're surrounded all over, and who knows what's going to happen when we go into Gaza. If Hezbollah is going to completely open up the front, if other people are going to get involved. I'm even nervous because people from the south around Gaza are being evacuated more north, and people from the north are being evacuated more south. So they're kind of gathering us together in the middle, and which is also scary because what if Iran decides to send a big giant missile and it lands right in the middle, and that's it. So it really is almost like on the verge of World War III. But we have no choice. We have to get rid of Hamas. We can't keep dying for them. And that's what we've been doing. Every time we've gone in there and we've bombed a bunch of stuff, they shoot rockets, we bomb a bunch of stuff, and then the world goes, oh, don't be so mean, and we stop. And then they start bombing us again, and more people die. And the civilians in Gaza continue to suffer under Hamas. So, I mean, we really have no choice. We have to get rid of Hamas for the good of them, for the good of us, for the good of anybody who's still alive after this is done. But you know, doing that, who knows what's going to happen? And that's part of.
I think we need to have how to say it, a big capacity in our stomach for the next few months, and we need to again find ways individually to keep us in sanity, and because we need to stay strong, and we need to stay strong for each other more than anything. We need to, that's the only way I can see it. David is saying
this is a great comment from David. Originally I'm from Dorset, although I live in Wales now, and I do remember in the village I lived in there was a Jewish family, and as a kid I went to their house and ate some bamba.
Bamba's the best. Bamba and a cup of coffee.
Do you remember we've done the Israeli food? We tasted some. I don't know if you guys watched it. It's
a very old video.
Very old video.
His brother sent us a load of Israeli crisps and sweets and chocolates.
Joey was sitting here licking his fingers for any chocolate.
Agam says, I'm sorry, I was literally about to answer you. Agam says, first, thank you guys. It's very sad and hard here, and love you guys. Thank you for your support. It's so sad here. Please answer me. It will make me happy.
Agam,
we want nothing more than to make you happy. We're sending you love and strength. And
Agam, we invite you if you want to join our Zoom call. The link is in the pinned message.
Really like the name Agam.
Agam?
I love
it's nice.
You know what it means?
Yeah, it's a really nice name.
Agam, it means lake.
Yeah.
Agam. Agam, it's like...
I like. What's interesting, so how would you pronounce the first man in the Bible?
Adam.
So, Adam. I like that Agam is pronounced differently to Adam. The emphasis is different.
Agam. That's why you like Agam?
Yes, I like because it sounds very nice, but the emphasis is different as well.
But in Hebrew, we don't say Adam, we say Adam. I don't remember.
Adam. We say Adam.
Adam, which is like a...
So you do say the same?
Agam. It's the same. Adam, Agam. It's almost the same. Sorry, Rachel. Did you want to say something?
Just one last thing. You asked about hope. And my little hope with all the situation is a person called Yosef Hadad. I don't know if you heard about him.
Yeah.
He's Israeli, Arabic, and the Zionist.
He's amazing.
He's great in explaining Israel to the world, and he's Arabic. And he's my hope because he continues with this explanation, and maybe more Arabs in Israel listen to him, understand him. Maybe we can build something here together. If he runs for the government, he might win and make a history as the first Arab minister. He's great.
I think many Arabs do listen to him, and not only in Israel, also outside of Israel, because he has a lot of followers and a lot of I see every post
we followed him for a long time.
But another interesting aspect of it is that he posted it today, I think, that many bots or many people that don't like what he's doing trying to shut down his account, and by reporting about him, by doing all those kind of things. And actions like this shows me how powerful he is.
Yeah,
because he's making a difference. He's just showing it.
Say something so right. It said, let Israel talk Arabic. We are trying to talk Hamas European because we are like Europe. We are a country that loves freedom. And he says, stop talking European, talk Arabic to Hamas. They understand only sport. And this is the way to win.
Nawaf saying, have you heard my name before? It's Arabic, so you might know it. I think if I'm pronouncing it correctly, Nawaf, where are you from? And please join us into the Zoom if you want. I'm really enjoying what we are doing here, because I think it's a new for us. It's a new thing for us. We're actually talking to you guys live, but I also feel that, especially for me, as I said, that I don't have this connection and I can't share how I feel with other Israelis. It's like, it makes me feel really, really good. So thank you, each one of you. I really appreciate your time and the things you guys are saying. But yes, now tell us where you're from. Sorry, Yuval, you wanted to say something.
I have two things to say. One, in connection to what you say, I have a friend that served with me in the army. By the way, I was in education force. That she now lives in the States. And in the first day of the war, she said that it's more hard. It's more hard for her to be outside in this time than she was in Israel in a tough time. And second, something that really hard to me, it's and its connection to Eurovision. It's Eurovision artists. Some of them I really love and really like the songs that post stories without any knowledge and support Palestine because they think that unity, but actually support lies. It's really heartbreaking for me.
I can understand that. I can understand that.
We have a lot of discussion in Eurovision IL. People post stories that some artists post, and I don't know, it's because you really like this person, and some artists are really like and start to listen to other songs. I don't know, it's hard. It's really hard.
Because you're looking up to those artists, that you're admiring them, and then you see that and you feel hurt, don't you?
Yeah,
really hard.
Yeah.
Nawaf saying that's really, really interesting. Nawaf is from Saudi Arabia.
Wow.
Thank you for being here.
Nawaf, salam alaikum.
Yes.
And thank you for joining us from Saudi Arabia. Thank you for hearing all the things we are taking. I'm keen to hear your take on it, and don't feel it's okay whatever you feel. It's okay.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing that you're here.
It's a place we support here. We are not here to criticize anybody, even if he or she thinks differently to us.
Yeah.
Regarding to Eurovision, Yuval, I know it's hurting, but again, look at it as they have a very, very limited knowledge and understanding of the situation, and unfortunately, some of them will do it for populism matters, will do it for getting the likes and the love, and not necessarily they really understand what they are saying or supporting. I have to say, though, there are people who are talking about people are talking about Greta. Greta, what's her name? Greta
Thunberg.
Oh my God.
And I mean, if we ignore what she said about that, I thought that the whole idea of a very young girl marching around and shouting about people of getting green, I thought it's a bit, you know, you need to be in school, you need to learn, you need to play with friends, you don't need to do all those kind of things. And now she's like, oh yeah, anyway, that's my take on Greta.
What I can say, oh, go on.
I must say, the reason that you say that it's for likes, it's more hurting than if there was real opinion.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's a trend, and it's wrong. It's, I don't know.
It's a very shallow thing, and I think that what I'm trying to tell people when I speak to them and they don't necessarily know what's happening here, and you know, and I'm trying to tell them that it doesn't matter which side you choose, but as long as you are doing this in a manner where you learn the facts, learn the history, understand the complex, and get the right knowledge, and then make a choice. You can still choose Gaza side or Hamas side, for that matter, if you really believe that this is the right way. But most of the people that shouting and marching Free Palestine, and there were like 100,000 of them in London just last weekend, I bet that a lot of them has no knowledge whatsoever on the real problem. Yeah. And I got really scared after this protest, because it's in London and it's a 100,000 people. You know,
I don't think they even aware this area in the map. But okay.
And it breaks my heart too, because again, you know, they're yelling about Israel, but they're not even paying attention to what Hamas does to the civilians there. That millions and billions of dollars that they've received in aid money doesn't get to the civilians. You know, they have, I think, at least 2 water desalination plants. And I remember reading last week that the only one that's still working was not working very well. You know, and it's like, where's all that money that Hamas got? Why aren't they putting it into these desalination plants so that their people have water? Why have they never built their own power plants so that Israel has to supply them with electricity, and they don't pay for it either? Yeah. We pay for their electricity. Yeah. You know, why hasn't Hamas built that for them? And it's just so sad, because these people are screaming, oh, we care about the Palestinians, but they really don't, because they don't have a clue what Hamas is doing to them, and they're not doing anything about that. And so they do all these protests against Israel just to leave the Palestinians suffering under Hamas. Yeah. And nobody cares about that. And it's like, you're hurting the people you say you care about. Yeah. And you're not learning what's really going on with them. So
I can say, I don't know if this comes as any support to the Israelis, but I think when you have people who are not on the Israeli side, who are foreign, who are especially Brits, I think maybe people are more educated in the US because there are more Jews, but it's hurtful, and they're not reading and learning everything they can, but I don't think it's necessarily coming from a place of hatred. It's coming from a place of complete ignorance. I knew nothing about Israel before I met you. Literally nothing. I didn't know any Jewish people growing up. We never got taught anything about the Middle East at school, anything at all. So suddenly, I think for the average British person to have all this news about the Middle East, and for them to have an opinion, they're just being bombarded with information and going, well, I have no context for this. I don't know anything else around the history of this. I'll just have an opinion because it's relevant. And it's not necessarily a hateful thing, but I understand how painful it can be for you.
But there is the flip side of it, and the flip side of it is that people have zero knowledge or very little understanding of knowledge, but all they know is, you know, there is a bit of a flavor of anti-Semitism there.
Yes.
And you know, I've had yesterday, made me a bit cross really. Rishi Sunak, Prime Minister, and what's his name, Keir Starmer. Both of them had a speech in the parliament, and both of those speeches were kind of okay to UK government heads to you know, and the speech was supporting Israel. Israel has the right to defend itself, and they said all the right things. But then they had these questions from MPs, and every MP was dumber than the other one, and the questions they asked was really like you can sense the smell of anti-Semitism there. And maybe I'm too vulnerable, and maybe I'm too sensitive, and maybe, you know, but
I don't think it's there, but I don't believe it's conscious. I don't believe the majority of those people have this mindset where they are doing it on purpose. I think it's so ingrained into people that comments like that, questions like that are fine, when actually, because most people don't know many Jewish people, so you're not being called out, you're not being told, oh, actually, you probably shouldn't say it like that because it could be heard in this kind of way. With lots of other things, that whether it's racism or sexism or homophobia, you're going to be confronted by someone who will challenge you and say, oh, maybe don't say it like that. There aren't any Jews to stand up and say, oh, in everyday life, oh yeah, don't say that because it feels like this. I don't think people are doing it on purpose, but it's there. It's there 100%. You know, just...
What is Gio saying to us? I can't join on the call as I'm on train, but to add to what Leah said, it's a majority of people I know who condemn what's happening, also condemn Hamas and the Palestinian Authority, because it's not necessarily either or situation.
An either or situation.
An either or situation, yeah. Multiple parties can have a portion of the fault for the specific problem. Yeah,
that's very interesting. Yeah, that's a really good point, because everyone puts the blame on Israel.
Yeah,
there is blame on both sides. There is responsibility and accountability on both sides, and it's always you know, whose fault is it? Whose fault is it? And it's mad. Now I said again, you didn't expect. Yeah, I know you didn't expect this country. For me, what's happening right now is really sad and heartbreaking. And all I want is peace. We
all want peace.
Yeah,
we want peace. We want to be able to, you know, they're talking about, oh, sorry, go on.
Agam says, I'm in the army right now, so I don't know if I can join the Zoom, but doing my best to protect our home.
Agam.
Gosh.
Agam.
Gosh.
Keep safe.
Yes.
Oh my God, this is heartbreaking. I hope you get a lot of food though from other people cooking, sending some. I love seeing those images from Israel. I love the fact that Israel, people on the best, just, you know, it's all about food in the end of the day with us. Yeah, it's all about food, and just seeing, you know, all this food that people are cooking for the soldiers and taking care of them. And this is
David has said, I have a favorite Eurovision song from Israel. Correct me if I say this wrong, but it's 1989.
Derech HaMelech.
Yeah.
Oh.
How does that go?
The little boy with the girl,
the child
that his voice was breaking throughout the performance. That was before the rule.
The song is beautiful, but the performance on the stage was not so good.
No, it was before the rule of they had to be 16 before performing. So he was 10. And his voice was breaking.
By the way, he and in this year in 89, beside Gili from Israel, was a French girl.
Yeah, I remember her.
And that's the reason they do this rule.
I remember, and the her performance was fantastic. I remember it was one of my first Eurovisions I watched.
Oh,
yeah,
I wasn't even born.
You were? 89?
Oh shit! Yes, I was.
Yeah, you were. You were.
I was 2. I was 2.
You were terrible too. Nothing changed since then.
No, I would have been 18 months at that point. Not quite 2. Let's.
Wow, we are 90 minutes in this live.
Oh, this one's been really good.
It was really,
I love
really
this.
good. I love this.
Yeah, having you guys here.
We will do more of this. We want this to support you guys. I'm getting a support out of it, so and I guess you get a support as well, and you get more information and more knowledge.
I just felt really like you feel isolated because you're away from other Israelis, and when we've been to the synagogue, when we've met other Israeli people, there is this feeling of, I think, a bit of relief for you. I feel really isolated in that I don't know anyone who's not Jewish who knows someone who's Jewish and has an opinion on it. Like loads of my colleagues and my clients and my friends are messaging saying, how are things going? But I feel in this weird camp where I'm not Israeli, I'm not Jewish, but I feel so close to it. And no one else I know in person is in the same position I am. And it's obviously affecting you much harder than it's affecting me, but it is affecting me, and I'm not Jewish. So there's a kind of like a weird, well, I'm upset and it really makes me sad and I have an opinion, but I'm not one of that people.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's strange. So it's, yeah, just to, have somewhere to let it out is great.
Gia says, I try to be unbiased and listen to everyone. Both sides have done things that they shouldn't have done, and they don't take enough responsibility. But the point is to figure out how to end that cycle. And that's probably the £1 million, dollar, shekels, or whatever question, because it feels to me that what's the long-term plan?
How do you reset this and move forward?
You got to get rid of Hamas.
But the thing is, with these events that happened on the 7th of October, something happened. It feels to me like it's like a breaking point, and something will have to come out of it. And I'm hoping that, I know that we are going to have very, very difficult months with a lot of casualties for both sides. It's gonna be very, very painful to both sides. But I'm hoping that there will be a light in that tunnel. And that's the thing I'm talking about, hope. I'm hoping that something will come out of this and people will understand enough is enough. We cannot live like that any longer.
Yeah.
On that note, we will say how much we love you, and we appreciate your time and listening to us and joining
us and giving us your input
input
and your beautiful faces, everyone.
And thank you so much. And we will do it more. And hopefully, now, first of all, stay safe. Keep your mind
safe, stay grounded, try to stay positive, just try. And
and we will see you guys very, very soon.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you.
It was wonderful to talk to you guys again.
Bye.
And take care. Take care, Toy. You're not alone.